Hi, my name is Sarah, and today we're going to be going over Unit 3.5b, writing quadratic functions with a given AOS and 2 points. First, let's go over the steps on how to write your equation. Number 1. Use the given AOS to write the equation. Plug vertex into y equals a parentheses x minus h parentheses squared plus k. Since the AOS is the x of the vertex, you will be plugging it in for only h. Next, plug in the two given points for x and y into the function. Now, a and k should be the only letters left in your function. First, we're going to solve for k. After you find k, plug it into the function and solve for a. After you find a, plug in all the constants into the equation and write in vertex form. Now I'm going to go over 3 types of problems with you. Let's start with the easier one. For this problem, the AOS is x equals 1, and the 2 points given are 2, -1, and 3, 8. If we look back to our first step, we have to plug in the AOS. So you plug in 1 for h, -1 squared plus k. Now, since we have 2 points, we can choose one of them to plug in for here. So we'll just use this. -1 is y, so you plug in -1 for y. And x is 2, so it'd be 2 minus 1 squared plus k. And you just solve this. So -1 equals 2 minus 1 equals 1. 1 squared is 1, so it would just be 1a plus k. And now since we're trying to solve for k, you would subtract a. So it would be -1 minus a equals k. And now since we found k, we have to find a. So we're going to use this point. Since we already used this point, we're going to use this point. So this is x and y. So 8 would be y. So 8 equals a. 3 minus 1 squared plus, since k is this right here, it wouldn't be a plus sign, it would be a minus sign because it's a -1. -1 minus a. So you just solve for this. 8 equals 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared equals 4. So it would be 4a minus 1 minus a. And then you would add 1 here because the constant is on this side. So it would be 9 equals 4a minus a. And 4a minus a equals 3a, so it would be 9 equals 3a. And now since we're trying to find a, we have to put the 3 on this side. So it would be 9 equals 3a divided by 3 on both sides. So 3 would equal a. And now since we found a, we have to find the actual number for k. So -1 minus a equals k. So you plug in a for here. -1 minus 3 equals -4. So k would equal -4. And now the last step is to write the equation. So you just plug in all these numbers for here. So y equals a is 3. So 3x minus h is 1. So -1 squared. K is -4. So -4. And this would be your answer for this problem. Now that we've been through one problem, we're going to go through this second problem a little faster. So our 2 points are 7 and -47. So we plug in -47 for y and 7 for x. Since this is a negative minus h and -6, we would do a +6 because negative equals positive. Now 7 plus 6 equals 13, and 13 squared is 169. So it would be 169a. So we put -47 minus 169a equals k. And now since we found k, we're going to try to find a with these points. So it would be 5 equals a, 8 plus 6 squared, and our k is minus 47 minus 169a. So we would add the constant to this side and get 52 equals 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 squared is 196. So we would get 196a minus 169a. 196 minus 169 equals 27. So 52 equals 27a. Since we're trying to find a, we have to get a just by itself. So divide 27 and it will equal 2. So we found our number for a, and now we're going to find our actual number for k. And now since we found a, we're going to have to find the actual number for k. So we plug in 2 for a. Negative 47 minus 169, 2 equals negative 385. So since we found a and k, we can just plug it in. So it would be y equals 2x plus 6 squared minus 385. And this would be your answer for this problem. Now we're going to go over a word problem with the scenario that a batter hit a baseball into the air. The ball reached a maximum height of 100 feet 2 seconds after it was hit. At the point of impact, the bat was 4 feet off the ground. Now we're going to write a quadratic function in a vertex form that represents the path of the ball. If you look at our scenario, you can see that there are only 3 numbers here. And if you look at the graph, you can see that y equals feet and x equals time. So our vertex would be the maximum height of 100 at 2 seconds. And since time equals x, 2 would be x and 100 would be y for our vertex. So 200 for our vertex. And our point would be 4 and 0 because it would be 4 feet at 0 seconds because you threw the ball at 0 seconds. So 0, 4. And now let's try to solve. So our vertex is h and k and our point is x and y. So 4 equals a, 0 minus 2 squared plus 100. And since we already know k, we only need to solve for a in this problem. So 4 equals 0 minus 2 is 2, 2 squared is 4, so 4a plus 100 minus 100, and this would be negative 96 equals 4a. And to get 4 by itself, you would divide 4 on both sides and get negative 24 equals a. So when you write it down, it would be y equals negative 24 x, h is 2 squared plus 100. And this would be your answer for this problem.